very happy to be all students and teachers and professors of SRCC College, but they will excuse me because I was late by 7 minutes. It was because I had gone for regular test. At 70, you need to keep your health also in a better shape. And therefore, I came little late from hospital and I'm in casuals only because, but students will forgive me.
Sir, allow me to intervene. We were informed by your office, so we were well aware. So absolutely no need to be apologetic, sir. We were informed in advance. Thank you.
First, the context. You talked about water scarcity, which is very real. The context is that India has only 2.5% of the world's land mass. And we have 16% population of the world. We have 16% of the cattle population of the world. And we have only 4% of world's natural water resources. Means natural water, बारिश का पानी 4% मिलता है हमें. So the problem is we have land is scarce, water is scarce, population and cattle population which both require land, which both require water and fodder, that is large, and therefore in this context we have this maximum constraints in all our developmental parameters and all our actions. So we need to be more cautious about how we use these limited natural resources. That is the way of going ahead. Second context. Today we are talking about climate change. At the outset, let me be very clear that every climate event is not climate change. More rains is not, people attribute everything to any unnatural event or any unnatural weather event. They take it as climate change. Some are yes, some are not. Fact is that for over thousands of years, nature is playing its own role and there are variations in various kinds of parameters. At the same time, it is also a fact that last 100 or 200 years, we have started feeling, and particularly last 60, 70 years, we have started experiencing the bad impacts of climate change. What is climate change? The climate change is, that is extra emissions of carbon which have remained in the atmosphere and therefore they don't allow flow of solar energy or movement of gases outside the orbit, and therefore they are retained here and we are experiencing high temperatures. We are experiencing impacts of climate change. Sea level rise little, though it's 1 millimeter per year or 0.7 in India, millimeter per year. So it can be seen as a slow, but there is a growing tendency. So the receding glaciers also all world is witnessing. So these are some impacts of climate change that we are experiencing. And there is more frequency of untimely rains, more rains, drought, and many other things what we experience related with the rains. So let us understand first that how this climate change started happening. After the Industrial Revolution, the carbon emissions increased because of coal. And the carbon emissions created all this problem because carbon remains in the atmosphere for more than 100 years. So what today we are experiencing is the accumulation of last 100 years of carbon emission. And who has done this? It is US is 30% of historical carbon emissions. Europe is another 30% of carbon emissions, historical. China started late, but is doing more, and therefore it is nearly 20%. India is only 3% for carbon emissions over last century or 2 centuries. So we are not responsible for climate change. But because we are suffering, because we are vulnerable, and in any such crisis, in any such disasters, who suffers? The poor. And therefore, we have to be doing more actions to save ourselves, to have balanced development. And that is why in Paris, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked about climate justice, that it is you countries which have contributed for climate change, which are cause of climate change. So you must help those who are suffering, and there has to be climate justice. The second concept he is told about stems from Gandhiji's teaching. The earth can provide enough for human needs, but not human greed. That is very important. And therefore he raised the issue of lifestyle. Our lifestyle has to be sustainable. And if we consume too much beyond everything, and I'll give 3 figures for this. Cars, numbers of cars in India is growing. But how much? We have, as of today, 25 cars per 1,000 population. America has 700 cars per 1,000 population. China has 300 cars per 1,000 population. Japan has 500 cars per population. Europe has also nearly 500-600 cars per 1,000 population. So when you use so many cars, there will be emissions, there will be other impacts on pollution. Let us not also confuse about pollution and climate change. These are 2 different phenomena. There are many common factors responsible for all these things, but pollution is different and climate change is different. So what is happening? He put in more emphasis on sustainable lifestyle. And I think that's the topic today. Unless as individual, unless as a country, we become sustainable, our resources will never be enough. And therefore my first appeal to, and I am today announcing one new program. When I was education minister, I had started a competition amongst colleges and universities of clean universities. And clean universities means cleaning the whole campus. Now we want to make sustainable campus. And sustainable campus, because in cleanliness drive, thousands of 40,000, we have 40,000 colleges, out of which 7,000-8,000 colleges started participating. So that was a good beginning. Now we are taking it to a further level in cooperation with the Ministry of Education. We will make a competition for college campuses, universities, to become sustainable green campus. What are the fundamentals of that competition? First is consume less water and generate more water. How to generate? As we know, at our houses also we can now have from rooftop, whatever rains give us water, we can harvest it and put it together. If there are large universities where there are different kinds of topography in the campus, we can have watershed development or water harvesting system in campus itself. We have to design. For maintaining water and increasing the groundwater table, we have to plant greenery. That also creates carbon sink, which absorbs carbon. And India has put a very huge target of creating 2 billion tons of carbon sequestration in next 10 years. So plant more trees, but now I have changed it. Plant and grow more trees, because there is much enthusiasm in planting of trees. But you have to nurture it, you have to maintain it. So I am giving one program to all of you. In our college campus, if we have the space, or in university campus, if we have a space or any other spot you can pick up and plant and ensure its growth. Student, when he will join the college, he will plant the tree, he will nurture the tree, visit the tree every week, and ensure its growth, proper growth, so that by the time he comes out of college or university with degree, he will also have one own tree for himself. That is how things can be really, and that gets ingrained into our culture. So we are also starting school nurseries. We are also creating urban forests. Our forest tree cover, forest and outside forest, tree cover has increased by 15,000 square kilometers in last 6 years. We are only the second country where tree cover is growing with that speed. We had taken in Paris 3 commitments. But before that Paris commitment, that will be my last point. But before that, let me complete this sustainable campus. So save electricity, generate electricity. So switch off when not necessary. Switch on only when necessary. And that also now LED bulbs. In India, under Modi ji's leadership, we have changed 2 billion bulbs in last 6 years. From normal bulbs, 40 watt, 60 watt, to now 9 watt or more watt LED bulbs. What we did, the price was exorbitant, 300 rupees for 9 watt bulb. We did mass bargaining with all the producers that we are going to place billions of bulbs order. Now tell us what price you will give. And now the price is 70 rupees. So that is trading fast. And I'm very sure that we will be changing all the normal bulbs with LED bulbs in few years from now. So this is a new revolution we are bringing in. It saves carbon emission. It saves electricity generation. It saves you from your extra bills. It is win-win situation. And more importantly, solar energy. In college campus also, we must have some space, and we must talk to college management and create our own solar roof. Do visit to our building of environment in Jorbagh, because that environment is self-sustainable. We generate electricity from rooftop solar, whatever we require, nearly 1 megawatt. So we are doing ourselves. And you can just see the sustainable buildings, the sustainable life way of our AC runs at 26 degrees Celsius. Because otherwise, at many places or offices I go and I see it's cold, shivering temperature. There is, because the temperature AC is on 18. I thought why they stop at 18, because below that the machine can't go below 18. If the remote would have been possible to take it to 10 degrees, people would have done that. And therefore, we have to be sustainable in all ways. So electricity generation, save electricity, generate electricity. Save water, generate water. More importantly, maintain your vehicle properly. PUC. Don't use cars for jobs nearby your house. Do it more on cycle. Do it more on electrical scooty. That is the sustainable way of life. And if we do that, we save energy, we save emissions, we really fighting on climate change. We have already, last point, we have already reduced our emission intensity by nearly 26%, and we have committed in Paris that we will be cutting it by 35% till 2030. We will overachieve it. As I said, our forest cover is growing, and I'm very sure with land degradation, restoration of land, degraded land, we are sure that we will create enough carbon sequestration to achieve our targets. In renewable, Prime Minister has taken a wonderful lead internationally and nationally. Today, our energy capacity mix is 38%. 38%. And we will be giving, so we are leader in renewable energy. With 136 gigawatts, 136,000 megawatt is our renewable energy today. So this is what capacity we have added to it. We will go ahead with, and we are the overachievers as far as Paris is concerned. In the last 5 years, we have been ranked at the top, the only G20 country which is following its Paris commitments. And we have been adjudged best country in implementation of Paris Agreement by different international United Nations bodies and climate trackers and many other bodies, giving their index also that India has done laudably good. So this is the way of sustainable life. We will start with this sustainable college campus competition. We will come out with details of it, but it is reusing all resources also, because circular economy is last aspect which I must touch. Circular economy is, we will collect waste, we will do proper waste management, we will compost, and biomass, we will use it in college kitchens, and so we don't require gas for cooking. So this all can happen in a sustainable way, and I think that is where we will gain. And I'm very happy last to remind that Prime Minister Modi ji started his wonderful campaign to the nation with talking to youths in SRCC college. That created history. So you are makers of history, you are future of the country. I'm saying you are present of the country. And therefore, everybody should work together to achieve the targets we have said for sustainable development of India. Thank you and all the best.